Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, everybody is having a powerful Wednesday. Got some powerful information, got a powerful build. Things I want to get off my chest, man. So hopefully, y'all got a little time to tap in with me real quick, man. I got about an hour. So I'm going to give y'all an hour of powerful information, powerful inspiration, and motivation. Give y'all a chance to tap on in, man. How everybody feeling? How everybody holding up? Hopefully y'all maintaining, staying healthy out here. Magic Realms, what's going on with you, my brother? JFW321, peace. What's going on? How y'all feeling? How y'all holding up out here? How y'all holding up on this powerful Wednesday, man? Like I said, we got some information. Donna C. Oh, Donna C. What's going on with you, Queen? How you feeling? How you living? Nick, what's going on with you? Busy week? I could definitely relate to that. Busy start to the week. Can definitely relate to that. Nick, everything is good my way, man. Business is good, man. Everything is good. Magic Rings, there you go. Get them workouts in, man. Get that workout in. Definitely get that workout in. Make sure y'all eating healthy too. Make sure y'all getting them smoothies in, them fruits and veggies and all that good stuff, man. Down to see everything is smooth, man. Everything is peaceful my way. Weather's starting to feel a little decent over here, so I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Y'all already know, man. We like to maintain, stay centered in the midst of all of the chaos and destruction. Remaining vaccine free, all that good stuff. TZ, what's going on? Down to see that black tea. I was sipping on me some water, but that black tea, that's about right and exact. I want to ask y'all, man, y'all running into people that keep asking y'all, are y'all getting the vaccine? Like every other person I come in contact with, man, they asking me, am I getting the vaccine? I'm like, man, do y'all not know me by now? Like, that's the new thing, man. You getting the vaccine? I'm like, man, if y'all don't quit asking me this question. I had a few people ask me that today. I'm like, man, what is going on, man? Why does everybody keep asking me this? Ms. Donna, what's going on? I'm gonna give y'all the book. I always like to, at least I try to give you all the book of the day or the book for the stream or card. What's going on? The book that I'm gonna build on a lot of information in this book in probably my next stream this weekend or so. But the Oxygen Advantage, it's a powerful book, man. I recommend reading this book if you have troubles breathing properly. This book right here will help you with your breathing. It will help you with your breathing, man. It will teach you the correct way to breathe. And for the most part, a lot of us tend to breathe incorrectly. And he breaks down in this book how, you know, the incorrect breathing. And I'm gonna give y'all just a snippet when he talks about taking the deep breaths. Like, you know, when you worked out and you tired and they tell you to take that deep breath, how that's incorrect in the way in which we take the deep breath. And, you know, all the sighing and stuff that we do, how that's incorrect and how that can actually lead to fatigue, you being lethargic and things of that nature, lacking energy. He breaks down how lack of energy can be connected to improper breathing because the oxygen is not getting released to the brain and to the muscles, to the cells, to the tissues and organs. So I'm going to definitely break down the info in this book, man, along with some other books that I have on breathing. But for the most part, a lot of people breathe incorrectly. A lot of people use the chest to breathe. Y'all know that that's not right and exact. We already know that we shouldn't be using the chest to breathe, and you shouldn't be using the mouth to breathe at all. You should use the nose. The nose, as this book says, the nose is for breathing, the mouth is for eating. So we should definitely be using the nose for breathing. But like I said, I'm gonna break that down. Donna C, no doubt about it. It's coming from my clients though. I'm like, man, that's what's crazy to me. It's like I thought y'all already know where I stand in regards to this vaccine. Y'all, what are y'all asking me this for? Mr. Barbados, what's going on? Magic rims, no doubt, man. I told you, be in tune. Be in tune with it. I'm in tune with y'all. Ms. Donnie, Ms. Donnie, yep, definitely gonna be mandatory, man. But again, they're gonna have to force me to get it. And what they say over my dead body. But I feel like we tapped in today, man. So I want to get to the subject matter. When I talked about being normal in America is a death sentence, one of the reasons or what inspired that particular title, I was reading another book related to fitness, and I brought this book up. In I think my last stream or maybe the stream before that, the How Not to Die book. And he was talking about blood pressure. And he was talking about how what they deem as normal in America, 120/80 is not necessarily a good blood pressure to strive for. You almost basically borderline pre-hypertension, hypertension with that type, pre-hypertension with that blood pressure. So it's like you want to strive to have your blood pressure lower than what they actually recommend or suggest or deem as normal. So that led me to thinking, because he also talked about cholesterol levels, and he talked about what they recommend for your cholesterol is not necessarily healthy, not necessarily beneficial. And you should strive to have a lower cholesterol level than what they suggest and recommend. Joey the Serpent, what's going on? Donna C, nobody. Yeah, you allow nobody to shame you. We don't give them that power around here. But when I read that, man, it had me thinking, which this is something that I already knew. But a lot of times, man, what's considered normal, what's considered a standard in America is not necessarily healthy, not necessarily beneficial, and it can actually be something that's toxic, unhealthy, destructive. So when we start talking about what's standard in America, a lot of times I deviate from what's standard in America, man, because at the end of the day, that can essentially tear us down. That can essentially kill us. That is essentially what's killing us. Look at what they call the standard American diet. What's the acronym for that? SAD. The standard American diet. No wonder that particular diet leads to or is connected to or linked to depression, Alzheimer's, dementia, all these type of ailments that's related to like the mind and the brain. Standard American diet. The standard American diet, what they recommend you eat is destructive, is deadly, is toxic. So if you go to the doctor and they tell you that, okay, you should have a blood pressure reading of this, your cholesterol should be that, what I'm telling you is question that and strive to go lower than that. Strive to go lower than that. Whatever they recommend, I don't strive to aim for that, because I know that it may not be right and exact. It may not be right and exact. So I'm not going for the standard. I'm not going for what they consider normal. I'm not going for what they consider healthy, because it's not necessarily healthy. It's not necessarily beneficial. It won't necessarily lead to an increase in my health. So I don't strive for that. That's why when people tell me what they recommend, what they suggest and all, and y'all know who they are, when people tell me, well, they recommend or they suggest, I'm like, that's the problem. You listening to them. We need to stop listening to them, because their suggestions are trash, terribly trash. And then on the flip side of that, if whatever they recommend us eat and do that's healthy for us, I would say increase it. So if they recommend you eat 35 grams of fiber a day, eat 40. They recommend you eat 3 servings of fruit a day, eat 4. Because I'm telling you, their recommendations and the things that they suggest are trash. And it should be common knowledge, but it's not. It's not. A lot of people still go by what's standard in America, about what is accepted in America, and what's deemed as normal, what's deemed as healthy. The doctor said, the medical institution says it, then that's what we gonna roll with. That's what we gonna abide by. But no, that's not what we should roll with. 120/80, your blood pressure should be a little bit lower than that. My blood pressure is never 120/80. It's always lower than that. That mug would be like 110/70 something. And they talked about it, man. I want to try to bring it up. Let me see if I can find the highlights in this book, man, because he talked about it. Man. And they got this thing. They like to have us believe that as we grow older in age, we tend to break down. Like, and he talked about your blood pressure tends to increase as you grow older. That's only in America, though. They make us accept these type of things in America. That's why I say whatever is normal, whatever is considered normal in America, don't accept it. One thing that's considered normal in America is that as you age, your body is supposed to break down. Well, the other cultures, that's not happening. So in America, the belief is as you grow in age, as you grow older, your blood pressure naturally increases. Well, in other cultures, it doesn't work like that. So again, I'm not going by the standard in America. I'm not going by that standard. I'm not like, and another thing, as you grow older in America, oh, dementia, Alzheimer's, all these diseases are linked to aging. Nah, other cultures, that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all. So I'm going to deal with the other cultures. I'm going to deal with the other cultures because they are closer to my origin. They're closer to my ancestors. But let me see if I can find something real quick here in regards to the blood pressure. In regards to the blood pressure, I know I highlighted some, so I want to read it straight from the source itself, if I can find it. Straight from the source itself, man. But let me see. Y'all know it take me a minute to find my highlights, man. I'll be highlighting everything. Highlighting it all. Let me see if I got something here. Because he basically, and I can sum it up, I can paraphrase it. Basically, what he talked about in the book, since I can't find the highlight, what he talked about in regards to, Jared, you already know. What he talked about in regards to blood pressure, I think they studied the Ugandans. And he was basically debunking the whole, as you get older, your blood pressure naturally increases. They studied the Ugandans, and they studied them. I forgot the age where they started at, but we had similar blood pressures. As the Ugandans got older, their blood pressure actually went down instead of going up. In America, the blood pressure went up as they got older. So in Uganda, it naturally went down. So that's how it's supposed to go. That's what we should subscribe to and accept. But in America, they done taught you that as you grow older, the blood pressure is supposed to naturally go up. They use words like naturally to make you believe that it's something that is happening by nature. No, other cultures, they blood pressure going down. It's going down. Oh, Donna C, you the best know of yourself. Ms. Donnie, I'm glad you said that about the babies coming out naturally doing that. He said that in his book. That's exactly what he talked about in his book, about the babies coming out naturally knowing how to breathe. But he literally, that's literally in this book. It's literally in the book. But all you got to do is watch some people work out. And all you got to do is probably work out yourself and realize how we start to breathe through the mouth. And then just taking that deep breath, man, and how that's actually detrimental. How it's actually detrimental. And the whole science behind, or the reason why they tell you to take that deep breath in between sets or while you're resting, the whole science behind that, he debunked that and how it's actually a myth. And it comes to oxygen saturation. You get more oxygen in, but that's not really true. It's not really true at all. And he breaks all of that down. And that's what, and that even ties in to the subject matter for this video. Even breathing, the normal way that we think that we should be breathing in America is incorrect. What they say, in through your nose, out your mouth. That's what people believe. That's incorrect. That's incorrect, but that's the norm, though. That's what everybody probably going to tell you to do in regards to breathing. They're going to tell you to take that deep breath when you're tired. They're going to tell you to do that. That's incorrect. That's why I say the standard way in America is normally or typically a destructive way or the incorrect way. That's why I don't rock with a lot of things from the westernized world, man. I don't rock with a lot of them. Dominique, what's going on with you, my brother? Y'all already know, got to keep the books, got to keep the sources, like you say, on deck. Got to keep that, man, because, again, got to show people the sources out here, man. Got to give y'all the sources, man. We truly do the research around here, man, and that's a lost art, doing the research. Doing the research, man. But, again, I'm striving not to be normal. So if I'm doing things that everybody else is doing, that's a problem. If I'm doing something that the average American is doing, that's a problem. Something ain't right. Can't do it. I got to deviate from that. Got to deviate from that. But the good thing about me, and it's probably the same for you all, I'm naturally that way anyway. If I see everybody going right, I'm naturally going to go left because I'm already suspicious. Why is everybody going this way? It's got to be something up that way. I'm going to naturally go the way that everybody else is not going. Justin, peace. What's going on? Sharif, and what's going on with you, my brother? So I'm naturally equipped to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. And I like that about myself, and I accept that about myself. And I've always been that way. Like, I don't even feel comfortable striving to fit in. Like, I just don't feel comfortable doing it. I don't feel comfortable doing it. And I really like that about myself, man. I'm always striving to be original and authentic. Really don't care what everybody else is doing, man. Really don't. Matter of fact, if anything, I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious, especially when you get a lot of, this is the thing about America too. Got to be mindful. Anytime you get, like when you get a lot of black people gravitating towards something, you gotta question it. Reason why I say you gotta question it, because we in the belly of the beast. So when a lot of black people are co-signing something, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it, because you already know the unseen hand, they paying attention to it too. So if they see a lot of black people gravitating towards something and they are succeeding, best believe they got a master plan to destroy it. So I'm not even going to jump on board with it. So if I see a lot of black people say, oh, you need to do this, that, and the third, and you can make millions of dollars, you can make thousands of dollars, whatever the case may be, I say, no good, no thank you. No thank you. I ain't jumping on it, because I already know how the system works. They see a lot of black people out here thriving and surviving off of this platform, off of this investment, off of that investment, whatever it is. Once you get a lot of black people gravitating towards it, listen, it's a master plan that has probably already been concocted. That's going to wipe us all out. Going to wipe us all out. So if we all running toward this investment, guess what? They got a master plan for that company to sink and for us to lose all our money. Best believe. Best believe. So we got to be mindful of that. I don't run towards anything I see a lot of black people running towards, thinking that we about to get one up on everybody. Nope. Nope. Not doing it. I don't care how good it sounds. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to stick to what I'm good at, what I do. I'm sticking to that. I'm not sticking to what everybody else doing. They'll come to me, man, you should get in this. You should look into that. You should look into this. I'm good. I'm looking into what I'm good at. I'm looking into what I do. All this other stuff, y'all can have it. I ain't looking for no get rich quick scheme. I ain't looking for none of that. I'm looking for something that revolves around what I love to do, what I'm passionate about. If it don't revolve around that, I'm good. I'm good. I don't trust anything that everybody is gravitating towards. I don't trust anything that everybody is telling me to get into. Don't trust it. I just don't trust it. And I don't trust it for a lot of different reasons. But the main reason is because I know how the system works. They don't want to see a lot of us thriving. They don't want to see that. And they still got the power to shut it down when they see us thriving. CC, what's going on, Queen? Yeah, Sharif and that. Listen, I'm at my most comfortable level when I'm going against the grain, when I'm not doing what everybody else is doing. That's when I'm most comfortable. Tony Briscoe, you already know. Black Wall Street. Been recorded in history. And listen, Black Wall Street, there are plenty other Black Wall Street scenarios that still haven't been recorded in history that a lot of people still don't know about. Like I talked about the Slocum, Slocum massacre that happened in Texas. It's like East Texas or something like that. A lot of people still don't know about that one. Got a whole book on it. And a lot of people still don't know about that situation. So it's a lot of situations that mirror what happened to Black Wall Street that still haven't been recorded in history. That happened around the same time. Magic rims, always. Yeah, Dominique, that's what I'm saying, man. Well, I don't care if it's a political view, an investment, whatever. When everybody gravitating towards something, I'm suspect. I'm suspect. I was taught not to take anything off face value, and I don't. I don't at all. I'm gonna always do my research. That's why it's hard. Hey, that's why it's hard for them to bamboozle me, because I'm always do my research. They can't just present me with a black face and then I accept it. Be like, oh, okay, black person, cool. I accept them. Or they dance into black music and all that type of stuff. Man, that does nothing for me. They quoting black lyric coming out to the man. That does nothing for me. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. I'm gonna study your history. I'm gonna do the knowledge to your history. Do the knowledge to your past. Studying patterns. That's mathematics. That's the only language of the universe. So that's what you got to do when you're studying people. You study their history, study their patterns. That's math. Terenzo, what's going on with you? So I encourage people, man, I encourage people to listen to yourself. Listen to yourself, man. A lot of people walk around asking for advice, man, when it comes to just life and things of that nature. The best advice that I can give you, listen to yourself. That's when things started going right for me. When I started listening to myself and I stopped listening to everybody else. And I mean no harm in that, because people do literally, they legit have good intentions, because they are recommending you do something that they feel is best for you. But the thing about it is, that's what they feel is best for you. That may not be what's actually best for you. Once you know yourself, once you have that knowledge of self, then you know what's best for you. You know what's best for you. And you know what'll work for you. You know what won't work for you. Jay, what's going on with you? So at that point, when you acquire that knowledge of self, man, you don't really need outside validation. You don't need outside confirmation. You don't need anybody to approve a move that you feel like you need to make. You don't need that. You don't need approval from anybody outside of yourself once you have that knowledge of self. So the best thing that I can recommend to people, man, listen to yourself. Montel, Terrence, Peace, what's going on? Just listen to yourself. That's the best piece of advice that I can give you, man. The moment I started listening to myself, man, when something resonated with me, when I felt good about something and acted on it, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. You can't beat that, man. That's the best piece of advice I can give you, man, because the moment you start listening to everybody else, again, now you letting them dictate how you should live. And that doesn't feel good, man. It just don't feel good, because what's going to happen is things going to play out in a certain way, and you're going to start having that regret. Like, dang, I wish I would have listened to myself. I wish I would have did what my gut was telling me to do. Instead, I did what such and such told me to do. And what people don't understand is influence, persuasion, that stuff is powerful. So when you ask certain people about the mood that you're making and you trust the person, like, it's influencing the outcome, whether you want to admit it consciously or not. It's going to influence your outcome. It's going to influence the move that you make. And that's just a fact. If you respect your mother, man, and you ask your mother for like what she think about a move you gonna make, and she shoots it down, that's gonna impact you. I'm not saying that's gonna make you not do it, but that's gonna impact you. And you can't deny that, especially when you trust the person, especially when you love the person. Now, it shouldn't, but I'm guaranteeing you it's gonna affect you in a certain type of way. It's gonna affect you. So that's why I feel like it's best to not even bring certain things up to certain people, because you don't want to have that energy directed towards you from a person that you trust, from a person that you love. So the best bet for me sometimes, man, is to just put in the work and they'll see the finished product. Leo Soul, appreciate that donation, man. Appreciate you. You take care out here too, my brother. Beats by Blessed Zone Out. What's going on with you? Always know thyself. Ancestors told us that. Sharif, man, definitely study people's habits, man. That's what I say. I study people's ways and actions. I observe. In math, that's the one. We observe, we analyze, we examine. Can't skip that step. Examine, analyze, observe. You should always be doing that, because when you do that, and this the thing, when a lot of people, just from a relationship perspective, when a lot of people get in relationships and say, well, I didn't know such and such was capable of that, because you skipped the one. You skipped the one. You fell for the game instead of studying the ways and actions, instead of examining, doing the knowledge to the person. That's how you were able to be bamboozled. People always, listen, people reveal their true colors, man. You just got to pay attention to the small details. It's little small things that they showed you that let you know that this person is really weak and wicked and destructive and toxic, but you didn't pay attention to them. You overlooked them. You overlooked them. You fell for the game. Nah, you got to keep your head on the swivel. Got to keep your head on that swivel, man. You got to pay attention. Pay attention to the small details. Pay attention to the medium-sized detail, the large details. Pay attention to it all, especially when it comes to getting into a relationship with a person. Don't jump into the relationship blindly. Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't deal with things like faith and stuff like that. We don't have to. We do the knowledge. You don't have to go into a relationship with a person blindly, man. You can literally do the knowledge to the person. You can examine that person. I'm not going to say you're going to have that person figured out 100%. But when you examine that person thoroughly, it's like a background check, man. When you do the knowledge to this person thoroughly, you're going to have a good idea of what this person gonna bring to the table. Now, of course, they subject to change, but a lot of times we going into these situations blindly, barely knowing a person at all, barely having any knowledge about a person or of a person. And we jumping right into something with them and calling it serious. It's not a serious relationship. That's not a serious relationship at all. Dominique, no doubt. Once you get your mind in that relaxed state, you're going to manifest a lot of answers. Magic rims, no doubt. And that's why you don't bring it up to them. Wisdom, what's going on with you? What's going on with you, fam? And definitely, everybody is definitely unique and natural. But the thing about that, everybody is unique. Everybody is different. But we've been so conditioned and brainwashed. 85% of the population have been conditioned and brainwashed to the point where a large portion of the population is actually the same. We actually are saying we have lost the originality, the individuality. We don't embrace that. They want us to walk around being the same. They want us to walk around exactly the same. They want us thinking the same. They want us moving the same. They want us talking the same. They want us living the same. They want us doing all of that the same. They don't want us to be original. They don't want us to be true to ourselves. Because if everybody just stayed true to themselves, then you would see the uniqueness in all the people. But a lot of people are afraid to embrace that because we have been conditioned and brainwashed to be a certain type of way. Yeah, Magic Rims, man, listen, it's a select few that I will let in on things that I'm doing. Select few. A select few. Oh, yeah, Dominique, always, man. We always thoroughly do the knowledge. Always thoroughly do the knowledge, man. I can't stress that enough. Always thoroughly do the knowledge. I don't deal with blind faith, taking leaps of faith. You don't have to do that. You just don't have to do that. Do the knowledge, man. I don't deal with belief. I don't deal with faith. I deal with knowledge, information, intel, data, patterns. I deal with the math, man. I don't have to be delusional. I don't have to be blind when it comes to a lot of things in life, man. I don't have to be. Why would I choose to be? If a person had been on this planet 40 years, man, that's 40 years of intel that I can pick up on. So I'm asking questions. I'm doing a knowledge to you. If you've been on this planet for 30 years, man, that's a lot of information, man. You didn't been around. You didn't been around for some time. So there's a lot of information that I can pick up about you. There's a lot of data, a lot of intel that I can collect on you. I don't have to walk into that blindly. You've been around 30, 35, 40 years, man. It's a lot of info I can pick up on you, man, to be saying I'm finna walk into this blindly. Nah, not doing that. Not doing that. Do the knowledge to these people, man. Do the knowledge to people. Study people. Study people before you befriend them and things of that nature, man. Study them. It's not hard, man. It's not hard. People reveal themselves, man. People tell on themselves, man. It's not hard. All you got to do is start asking people the right questions, man. When you start asking people the right questions, they're going to tell on themselves, man. Just ask them the right question. Because a lot of people are afraid to think. So all you got to do is ask them a thought-provoking question, and you probably going to eliminate a lot of people just off the strength of that. You're going to eliminate a lot of ignorance when you start asking thought-provoking questions. Like I said, back in the day, I realized a lot of people just back in the day, man, a lot of women that I was dealing with back in the day, before I got my current situation, man, it was almost like game. Like I said, y'all done heard me talk about this, man. They'll see what I'm posting on Facebook. They'll see that it's deep. They'll see that I'm all into the books. But it was like the idea of being with somebody, because I was like, I'm not going to lie, I was a little mysterious, man. A lot of people wanted to know, because a lot of people at that particular point, I was on Facebook one day. It was like one day I was ignorant on Facebook, saying whatever I wanted to say, cursing this, that, and the third. And then it's like out of nowhere, I just transitioned. I just shifted to a whole new state of mind. So it threw people off. So a lot of people was like, man, what did you come across that inspired you to change like that or shift like that? So a lot of people was just inspired by that. So it was the mysterious factor. So a lot of people were acting like they was intrigued, but in reality, they really wasn't. They really wasn't. I can't tell you how many times where women to hit me up like, man, hey, I like what you're talking about. Then you will actually connect with them. Then you start talking about the books that you done read or try to get them to read the books. And they really ain't trying to be about their life. So it's like, okay, I get it now. I get it now. you see a dude that's mysterious, you see a dude that's dropping some little information on the book, and you see a lot of people rocking with the dude. So you just want the dude just based off of the strength of that because of the status. Y'all think talking to me is gonna get you some type of status. Yeah, I talk to the dude that be on Facebook dropping this information that all y'all be liking the status and stuff like that. Y'all be sharing the status. That's all you was after. You weren't really trying to get the information. You weren't really trying to do the knowledge to the books that I was reading and that I was recommending. That's all that was. So I picked up on that game rather early. So nobody was able to really get me like that. It was like they was trying to crack a mystery with me. So I got tired of playing that game. They was trying to crack the mystery, man, because I was a mysterious dude. I wasn't out here chasing women. I wasn't out here living that type of lifestyle. So that wasn't making sense to a lot of them. And we already know how we like the mysteries around here, man. So that made people gravitate towards me. But nah, I wasn't falling for no okie doke. Yeah, wisdom. The world is sick, man. The world is sick. The world is disease ridden. The world is it's toxic out here, man. That's why I tell people. A lot of people wonder why the moment you say, all right, I'm about to make some healthy transitions in my life. Again, this goes against being normal. So the moment you look at the world and say, man, I need to get my health in order, or I need to just change the way that I'm thinking. The moment that you adopt a healthier mindset or a healthier mentality and say that I'm gonna do better in life, and you try to put it in practice, you're gonna get met with resistance. Why is that? That's because the momentum of the world is toxic. The momentum of the world is negative. So you basically going against the grain. You going against the flow of the world when you say, all right, instead of being negative, I'm about to strive to be positive. Instead of being powerless, I'm about to be powerful. That's going against the grain out here. So you get met with all resistance. That's why you get hit with a lot of challenges. That's why as soon as you say I'm about to try to eat healthier, then it seemed like all you surrounded by is all the bad foods and things of that nature that you're trying to dodge. Because that's when you really start paying attention to everything. It's almost like, I forget the term for it every time, but it's science. So they tell you, once you get a new car, now you start seeing more of the same car on the road now. It always existed. Everybody already had this car. But the moment you get the car is the moment that you start seeing more of the car out in traffic. More people driving the same car that you just get, because now you're paying attention to it. It's like numbers too. When you start seeing a certain number scheme or number pattern, like 12, 13 or something like that, man. If it resonates with you, if it sticks out to you, you're gonna start seeing it a lot more often. It's actually a science behind that. And this is literally manifested and created by the mind. So we make this stuff a lot deeper than it really is, because we actually creating that via the mind. We place a significance on a certain number because you looking at numbers all throughout the day, but you're going to see a number that sticks out to you. When you see the number that sticks out to you, then you're going to start seeing a lot more of it. You're going to start seeing a lot more of it, and you're going to think it's some deeper reasoning as to why you are seeing this number repeatedly. And then we start saying things like the universe is talking to me. Nah, you talking to yourself, playboy. You talking to yourself. You talking to yourself. That number is resonating with you for a reason. It has nothing to do with the universe thinking that you need to see it. No, that number resonated with you for a reason. You know why that number resonated with you, man. You do the knowledge to yourself. You do the knowledge to yourself and say, why is this number resonating with me? Why is this number sticking out to me? Why does this number feel like it's important? So it's like when you strive to make those healthier changes, then you really start paying more attention to the toxicity that's out here, the destruction that's out here. That happens when you strive to make healthier changes and implement healthier lifestyle changes in your life. You start paying way more attention to what's destructive out here. Before then, you weren't paying attention to it. You weren't paying attention to the destruction, the negativity, but it was already out here. It was always out here. But the moment you say, I'm gonna make a change, you start paying more attention to it. That's why it seems like every time you try to make a change, you get hit with a lot of obstacles. The same obstacles always existed. You just were not paying attention to them. You wasn't paying attention to them at all. But the moment you say, all right, I need to do better, that's when you start focusing more, concentrate more. So you start paying more attention to it. So then you start seeing them more. So that's the science behind all of that. That's why when you say, all right, I'm making that change, I'm finna make this change, you about to get met with a lot of resistance. It's gonna be a very challenging time. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all have all been there, y'all have been there, done that. Oh, wisdom, no doubt, man. No doubt. And I try to be as transparent as possible. I let you know out the gate, I don't know nothing. That's the reason why I keep learning. If I felt like I knew something, then I stop reading. I stop doing the knowledge. I stop studying. I stop researching. But I know that I know absolutely nothing, man. Y'all know the philosophy. Wise man knows that he knows nothing at all. I don't know anything, man. That's why I'm always striving to learn. Always striving to learn. They say the moment that you stop learning, that's when you die. So I never stop learning, man. You should be learning. What kills me out here, I don't understand how people can say that they are bored in life, man. It's so much to learn out here. It's crazy. So you should never be walking around talking about you're bored. You can learn. You can, man, listen, you can learn something every day for the rest of your life, man. You can learn 10 things every day for the rest of your life, and you wouldn't come close to knowing anything by the time that you die if you live to 100. So it's always something to learn, man. It's always something to learn. Dominique, best believe, man. I have plenty of people tell me, man, I just don't like reading. I get it. Especially sitting down with a large, thick book, that can be intimidating. So I say, man, do an audio book or something, man. Listen to the information, something. If reading ain't your thing, man, listen to the information. Do something though, man. Learn something. Yeah, Justin, man. I'm listen. The only time I get caught up in so-called gossip is when it's relevant to like a stance that I have in life. That's the only time I really get caught up in it, when it's relevant, when I can connect it to an outlook that I have. It's the only time I get caught up in it, man. But for the most part, man, I don't get caught up in the gossip. I don't be knowing what's going on, man. I don't be paying too much attention to a lot that be going on within the media. Only when it's relevant. Only when it's relevant and connected to some people that I rock with. That's about it. And I don't rock with too many people. But that's the only time that I really get caught up in the hype, caught up in the gossip. But y'all already know my view toward the mainstream. I really don't care about too many people in the mainstream. So if it's a big name person and some news break on them, I really don't care about it. DMX, I care about that. That's one of my favorite artists. So I'm getting caught up in that gossip. I need to know what's going on with my mans. But like when there's other people, I don't even care about it, man. I don't put too much energy in it. Oh, Dynasty, yeah. And they tell you the only thing that you have is the present, man. That's all that we have is the present, the here and now. We always looking too far ahead to the future, man. We always dwelling on the past. They're here and now. And honestly, I feel like that's one of the main reasons. And I know y'all can vouch for this, man. I done had plenty of people, man. It seems like nowadays time moves a lot faster. And I was just doing the knowledge to myself. I was just doing the knowledge to this myself, man. It seemed like, and I broke this down like this, man. It seemed like as a child, man, it seemed like I was able to do a lot more in a day than I'm able to do now, man. It just seemed like as soon as I wake up, the day be over with as an adult. And I was like, man, how was I able to do all of this stuff as a kid, man? I was able to go to school. I was able to come home. I was able to do homework. I was able to watch 4 or 5 shows, play the game, go outside, play basketball. Like, man, I was doing all that and the sun was still out. It seemed like now as soon as I wake up and I train one person, the sun down. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But I looked at it like, man, in that sense, as a child, man, you was just so caught up in the moment. You was just focused on having fun, man. You was just focused on life in the present. Nowadays, man, you be looking way ahead into the future, man. As an adult, you like, man, I can't wait to Friday. I can't wait to Saturday. I'm ready to get this week over. Listen, it's Sunday. I'm already frustrated and Monday ain't even here yet. So that's why time appears to accelerate as you grow older, man, because you lose that focus. You lose that ability to be like, all right, I'm embracing the here and now. It's Monday. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ready to rock. Nah, it'd be Monday for us. And we like, I can't wait to Friday. I can't wait to Saturday. But when you a kid, man, you did that in a sense when you was like in school, but man, you wasn't really focused on it like that. You wasn't really focused on it like that, man. You was too focused on joking around with your friends, joking around with the people in the class, or whatever it is that you was doing in school. You was focused on that. But nowadays, man, it'd be crazy. Time definitely has accelerated. Definitely. I know I'm not the only one that to notice that. Original one, Lachelle, peace. What's going on with y'all? Oh, that yeah, original one, man. I tried the party life for a minute, just hanging around, you know, saying people that I hang around, the homeboys and all that. But party that never did anything for me. I could never really get down with it. For one, I don't really care about the music that they playing for the most part. Just don't care about the energy. Like that never sat well with me. Never was my thing. Magic Realms. I'll tell you, man, this was by that perspective that I just broke down to y'all in regards to time. It was actually bothering me, man. I was like, I looked up one day, man. I realized I hadn't done much of anything, and the day it was like 10 o'clock. I'm like, man, what did I even do today? It felt like I didn't do absolutely anything, and it was time for me to go to sleep. I was mad, man. I said, man, something ain't right. So I just started thinking about it. I was like, man, when I was a kid, man, it felt like a day was like 2 weeks. Now, man, it feel like a day is like 30 seconds. But it's like you be too focused on everything else instead of the here and now as an adult, man. You be focusing on this bill you got to pay in 14 days. Yeah, I mean, you just be focusing on everything but the here and now, man. As a kid, you ain't worried about all this extra stuff. You gonna have those responsibilities, man. All you really have to do is go to school, man. Do your homework. That's it. Other than that, fair game. You was able to just have fun. Nah, Beats. Yeah, you definitely ain't the only one. Magic Realms. Now I know the science behind it. So the moment, like now, I just like Donna was talking about, man, I just get caught up in the present, man. That slows time down. When you just focus on the present and embrace the present, slows time down for you. That's what it does. The moment you start saying, all right, man, I can't wait to Friday, or you start looking back in the past, wondering how you in the situation that you in, start blaming your past and all of that, that's when time start doing some funny things to you. So I just focus on the here and now, man. I don't really care too much about what happened in the past. I survived it. I'm here now, so I'm good. It happened to me. I survived. Got that out the way, so I don't need to dwell on it. Future, not here yet. So all I got to do is focus on the process, and that's the here and now. So that's what I literally focus on, man. That tends to slow time down. You become more efficient and effective when it comes to like time management. Because really, you control time, man. That's perception at the end of the day. You control that time. And what they call time, you know, it's a bunch of different definitions for it. But I like time being a measurement of motion. That's my favorite definition of time. And I control that motion, man. So you got to choose what you do wisely with the time that you have. So we always in motion, whether it's mentally and physically. So that's why they say move wisely, move wisely. Move wisely. But like I said, I don't really get caught up into the hype. I don't care to do what the norm. I don't care to do what the norm is. If everybody gossiping about something, then I'm probably not gonna fool with it. If everybody talking about a show or a movie, I'm probably not gonna fool with it. Probably not gonna fool. I'm gonna wait till the hype dies down to watch it. Like I'm that type of dude. If everybody talking about a movie, unless it's something that I like the Tupac movie, when that dropped, I had to go see it. That's pop. But I'm the type of dude, if everybody talking about something, I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till the hype dies down, then I'm gonna watch it. Then I'm gonna indulge. Then I'm gonna fool with it. I just can't stand because people like to kill, man. People be killing it, man. People be killing it. Beautiful God is keys, no doubt. The only time moves slow for me as a kid is when I was in school. That's it, man. I couldn't stand school. Couldn't stand it, man. So that's the only time where time was just like I really was focusing on time and looking at the clock. Couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get out. Couldn't wait to get out of school, man. I couldn't stand being up in that classroom, man. That was the only time where I was actually focused on the clock. Other than that, nope. Other than that, man, I was not focused on time at all. All you had to do back in the day was be in the crib before that sun went down. That's it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's the only thing we had to do. You had to be back in that crib. Like, you had to do your homework. Then you had to be back in the crib before the sun went down. That was about it. That was about it. That's all we had to do. You had to make sure, all right, that the sun going down, time to head to the crib, time to run to the crib. That's it. And half the time, you ain't even do that. But nowadays, man, these kids, the way the world's so wicked now, man. Nowadays, kids can't even play, man. Ain't no telling they end up shot or something. Innocent bystander. You know, so this world crazy, man. We was able to play outside. We was able to do these things and not fear for our safety. Nowadays, man, I don't even know. Especially on my side of town, man. I don't even trust the kids being outside, man. Ain't no telling what happened. Yeah, Dominique, man, wasting time is big. Wasting time is big, man. Most people waste their time and then complain about it. So they start looking at, listen, there ain't no difference between you and the person that's where you trying to be. No different. No difference. They got the same amount of time in a day that you have. They just choosing to move more efficiently or wisely with the time that they have. So the whole hour that you just spent complaining about your situation, they utilizing that same hour to get themselves out of their situation. That's the difference between that person and you. So I'm not wasting time complaining about my situation. Instead, I'm saying, okay, I'm not satisfied with this situation. What can I do to change it? What do I need to do to change it? That's how you become more efficient with your time. Tony Briscoe, no doubt, shot, kidnapped, all type of stuff, man. All type of stuff. But we got to start being more efficient with the time. And again, that goes back with the norm. The normal thing for people to do is to waste the time. That's the norm. We waste time. We scroll. We indulge in meaningless conversation. They tell you that. All you got to do is study Buddhism, man. They tell you that mindless chatter. They tell you to stop that. They tell you not to get involved with the gossip. It's toxic. It's draining. They tell you that, man. They tell you that. They tell you it's science behind all of this, man. They tell you to stay away from all of that. They tell you to fast from all of that, man, to not indulge. But what do? Waste that time. We scrolling. We getting involved in debates that are meaningless, irrelevant. We looking at content that serves no purpose in regards to our evolution and elevation. Then we sit around and complain for another hour. Before you know it, 6 hours then went past and all you did was scroll on your phone. That's the way the world is now. I literally have seen this. Man, I literally have watched nieces and nephews sit for hours on hand just scrolling on their phone. What are you getting done scrolling on this phone? Like, that's the world nowadays. And this ain't just the youth. It done got the adults too. I done watched adults. All they done did throughout the day, scroll on the phone. Scroll on the phone. That's it. So we gotta get away from that, man. We allowing technology to enslave us. That's why I still read. Like, that's why I still read hard copies of books, because I don't want, like, listen, I tried to do Kindles, I tried to do ebooks for it. I was like, nah, man, I don't want to be a slave to technology. If they take this stuff away from me, I'm losing all of this. So that's why I still do things like read the physical copy of a book, because I don't want to be tied down to tech. I don't want to have all my everything, my whole life on a phone, on a Kindle, on an iPad. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that held down by technology, man. I don't want to be that enslaved to technology. So that's why I still pick up a book, read it the old-fashioned way. Can't let that way die. Can't do that. Ms. Donnie, big time. You already know, big time death sentence. And like I said, just look it up. Just look up the normal blood pressure. Just look at, listen, matter of fact, I'm gonna just break it down, man, because I talked about it earlier, but I'm gonna literally break it down. I'm gonna literally break it down. Now, I told y'all all know the recommended blood pressure. They tell you that your blood pressure should be 120 over 8, or, well, no. If your blood pressure reads 120 over 80, they're gonna tell you that that's cool, nothing is wrong with you. Well, here we go. Listen to this. Pre-hypertension as a blood pressure reading that measures between 120 over 80 and 139 over 89. So, y'all heard that correctly. The world, and this is the World Health Organization. Who? This is them. The World Health Organization classifies prehypertension as a blood pressure reading that measures between 120 over 80 and 139 over 89. So if you get 120 over 80, they're going to tell you that you good. They're going to tell you that that is okay. No, that's not okay. That's prehypertension. But I know y'all know about the 120 over 80. I know y'all that heard them tell y'all 120 over 80 is cool. But if you got 120 over 80, you basically, that's prehypertension. You are in the range for prehypertension. So how is 120 over 80 something I need to strive for? No, your blood pressure should be lower than that. It should be lower than that. So like this is what I mean by being normal in America is literally a death sentence. If you accept the normal blood pressure, if you think 120 over 80 is cool, you are literally borderline hypertension already. And you have accepted that. Like, yeah, no, 120 over 80 is cool. That's cool. No, it's not cool. It's not cool, but they're gonna tell you that it is. So I'm good. I'm good on the norm. I'm good on the norm. I'm good on it. Whatever they tell me is normal, whatever they tell me I should strive for, not striving for. I don't want my blood. If my blood pressure come out to 120 over 80, I'm looking at that as a problem. I'm like, nah, this blood pressure high. That's high blood pressure to me. They not gonna tell you it's high blood pressure. You go to your average doctor and your blood pressure come out 120 over 80. They're not gonna tell you that you have high blood pressure. They're not gonna tell you that. I'm telling you that your blood pressure is 120 over 80. Do something about that. That's not good. That's not good. DJ Elmo, what's going on? Air View, most definitely. You already know we in tune, we connected. Beautiful Goddess Keys. I learned that in my 20s also. Definitely learned that, man. 20s was an experience. Definitely learned that. Magic rims, and that's what I'm talking about, man. The radiation and all of that, man. I just don't like to be that connected, man, to all these devices. I don't like to be tied down to all that, man. Original one, man, you sound like me, man. I'll be reading like 5 or 6 books. Wisdom, and that's 100% right and exact. We definitely become a lot more lazy. Smartphones, but the people getting dumber. Derek James, peace. What's going on? Yeah, smartphones, but yet the people are becoming dumber. Dumber and dumber. But we got smartphones though. So we got easy access to information, but we are becoming dumber because we don't listen. People don't understand the mind, the brain. It's a muscle. Like if you don't use it, you lose it. So like we don't use the muscle of the brain. Like we don't strive to memorize. We don't do that. We don't do anything that involves working the muscles of the brain. We don't do that. What we do is we just go right to the phone. That's why we are becoming dumber. That's why we are becoming more ignorant. Because we're not exercising the brain. We're not exercising the muscle. So we're losing it. We're losing it. No. Do some knowledge to some information and strive to memorize it. Paraphrase it. Put it in your own words. Stop just saying, all right, I'm going to look it up and then just reading the first 2 or 3 articles that you see. So we got to start exercising the brain, man. We got to exercise that muscle. Got to exercise that muscle, man. That's the only way to prevent becoming ignorant. That's the way to prevent dementia, Alzheimer's, and all of those brain-related conditions, mind-related conditions. That's the way to prevent that, man. We got to exercise the brain, man. We got to exercise the mind. It's a muscle. It's a muscle, man. So we got to, listen, put in that work. Magic rims, trust me. Trust me, I already know. I didn't listen. When I'm reading one, I'm like the opposite. When I'm reading one, I'll be like, hold on, man, I need something else. So that's why I jump from like book to book. Because I be needing all sorts of stimulation. Sharif, man, there you go, man. Reading and get that sunlight. Get that sunlight. Charge up that melanin. Charge up that melanin. But yeah, man, whatever y'all think, whatever y'all know to be the norm, like I said, man, somebody telling you something, they telling you that this is the norm or this is what they say. When you start doing the knowledge to it, guarantee you can find out that that is not good. Guaranteed. Dynasty, no doubt, man. We all tend to do that. We all tend to do it. That's why from time to time, I just started doing things, man. You could do crossword puzzle, man. It's a lot of things you do, just exercise the mind. So it's like I just do certain things like that. I just do certain things like that, man. Or I just try to read something and just try to memorize a page or something. Deal with something that deals with the memory, that deals with memory. So I try to do something like that on a daily basis, man. Just memorize something, man. That's just exercising the brain, exercising the mind. I don't want to rely too much on the gadgets and things of that nature. Don't want to rely too much. Now they come in handy. Like I said, when I proved the point that I was proving to y'all, that came in handy. Now I knew this, but it came in handy. I was able to just look it up, and right there you go. It pop right up in your face, tell you that 120/80, you in the pre-hypertension range. You know, so it's good for that because I can tell you that, but then I can also pull up the facts quickly. So it's good for that. To confirm what you just stated, you know. Tony, you say your family pushing that vaccine tough. Well, you know, I don't care who pushing that vaccine tough on me. I'm not doing it. Every time somebody asks me, the answer is no, emphatically. Emphatically, I don't care who asked. I'm like, you getting the vaccine? Nope. You getting the vaccine? Nope. And I just leave it at that. I don't even give them a reason half the time unless they ask. I just tell them no, not getting it. But they pretty much have succeeded, man. They pretty much got majority of black people, man. People out here getting the vaccine with no problem. People out here signing up for the vaccine, so they pretty much then succeeded. It's crazy, man. Every other person I'm coming in contact with talking about they getting the vaccine, talking about their parents getting the vaccine, their cousins getting the vaccine. So they succeed out here, man. They done convince people to get this vaccine. They ain't convincing me I'm not going to get it. I didn't get sick during the pandemic, so why would I get the vaccine? I am good. I didn't get sick during the most crucial time of this virus, so I'm good. I'm straight. I'm straight. I survived that time without a vaccine. I don't need a vaccine. Like, that's how I'm looking at it, man. I did what I needed to do during the whole pandemic, during the worst parts of it, survived it. I'm not getting the vaccine. I'm good. I let everybody else be the guinea pig for that. We got too many scenarios in history to where it don't work out in our favor, man, when we start getting things like that. And what people got to also realize and understand about vaccines is just because it don't affect you immediately doesn't mean that it's not affecting you. So people out here getting the vaccine and say, man, ain't nothing happened to me. I feel good. Okay, give yourself 10 years. Give yourself 15 years, man. You don't know the damage that it's really doing to you. It can affect you in the long term, which for the most part, that's what a lot of them do. So just because something don't affect you directly that moment, immediately, doesn't mean that it's not destructive. Doesn't mean that it's not harmful. So a lot of people don't understand that. You can get this vaccine and you won't experience any complications from the vaccine until 15 years from now. Yeah, Donna. See, at first I couldn't believe it, and then I realized the country that I was in. Then it made sense. I said, "Ah, man, okay, yep, never mind. We in the wilderness of North America. There we go." So at first I was like, "Dad, wasn't y'all just anti this, anti that? Now y'all getting the vaccine? Okay." Yeah, Dominique, let your food be thy medicine. That's the only vaccine right there, man. That's the only vaccine. Nature has the cure, man. Nature has it. Nature has the cure. Nature has the cure, point blank, period, man. You don't need anything outside of nature, man. You fast, you eat right, you good. Wash your hands, stuff like that, like you good. I mean, you are literally good. Stuff that you was supposed to be doing anyway. You do the stuff that you was already supposed to be doing, you good. DJ Elmo, they doing that here too. Like at sporting events, they only allowing at certain places, certain organizations, they only allowing vaccinated people to attend sporting events. So that's happening here too. Wisdom, you definitely using them. And Sharif, man, you say my vaccine: fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, water, herbs, sunlight, and exercise. The only vaccine I know about. Only vaccine that I know about. That's all I need. What Method Man and Mary J said, that's all I need to get by. That's it. That's it. And all these people getting the vaccine, that's all that they need. But they afraid to experiment with that lifestyle. They're afraid to do what they need to do. They're afraid to do that. They're afraid to live right and exact out here. And I didn't live. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna drop a jewel on y'all. Y'all know what's crazy? I had a few people, man, because y'all know I train. So I'm dealing with all types of people. I done had people literally boldly come out and say, well, you know, man, I just had a confusing experience. Man, I was just confused. So I'm gonna, like I said, be transparent, man. But I had a situation that confused me. I'm letting people know about my boot camp classes. And I'm like, all right, boom. I offer boot camp classes. And a person said to me, hold on. So you mean boot camp class, meaning I got to be around other people during COVID? No good. But I got the vaccine, so I know I can't get the virus anyway, but I still don't want to be around. I'm like, what? Like, what is going, what? That didn't make any, so you got the vaccine, so you think you protected, but then you still afraid to be around people. Please make that make sense. I train these people all day, every day, and I have got not an ounce of COVID. So I'm like, what is going on here? So you get the vaccine and you still afraid. Get the vaccine, you still afraid. Like, that made no sense to me. I was so confused. I was just confused. I'm like, so you saying no to the boot camp because it's people there, but you got the vaccine and you say you know you can't get the virus. So what are you afraid of? Like, what's the fear if you know you can't get the virus? If they didn't told you can't get the virus, which that's a lie. It's a lie, though. You know, people thinking that they got the vaccine and can't get the virus. That's a lie, but we're not going to build on that. But if you think you protected, then why are you afraid to be around people? Especially when it comes to fitness, which is boosting your immune system. So I said, man, all right, that's weird. But Mark, what's going on? Dreaming of GTR, what's going on? Dynasty, man, and I'm seeing a lot of that go on too, where it's like you have a couple, one person get it, they apply the pressure to the other person to get it. I don't listen. That'll make a break something with me. I'm not getting no just because you got it don't mean I'm finna get it. I don't operate like that. I ain't got time for that. I am not getting it. My body is too sensitive. My body too sensitive. Yeah, see that. And listen, and like I said, for the people that claim to not have experienced any side effects, don't mean that they won't in the near future. Dreaming the GTR, man. I still gotta do my taxes. Air view, and that's all it boils down to. People being lost and confused, man. Easily led in the wrong direction. Andronicus, peace. What's going on? Yeah, see, and that literally, they don't know. But guess what we do know? We can go back and research certain foods and the vitamins and minerals that are in certain foods, and we can tell you how they help the immune system. So we do know that. We do know about the elderberry. We do know about the colloidal silver, the black seed oil, the sea moss. We do know about your oranges. We do know about your bananas. We do know about your berries. We do know about all this, the grapes, your apples. We do know the benefits of all of these foods. So we do know the benefits of all that. So that's not risky. And the side effects of being healthy, what's the side effects of eating healthy food? Oh, you're going to feel good. That's a side effect. Justin Green, that book, hey, Corona False Alarm, that book is nice. Donna C, definitely get the vaccine, still wearing a mask, and you more afraid. Oh, yeah, I got the vaccine, but I'm still afraid to be around people. Then what you get it for? What did you get the vaccine for? You still afraid? Like, what did you get it for? You might as well just live in fear. Get the vaccine. Just live in fear. You still afraid. So it's like it's doing nothing. Dominique, you already know. You already know. Like if I went in there and got the vaccine, I might come out. Man, ain't no telling. Memphis grind hard. I don't trust Morgan Freeman. I don't trust any of these, especially the elder people that they getting out here to be mascots for. I don't trust any of them. Say no to the vaccine. I'm on that campaign. Say no to the vaccine. Say no to the. That's like saying no to drugs. That's basically what you say. No, say no to drugs, people. We're not getting the vaccine. We're gonna have to create our own community. I see this in a few. We're gonna have to create our own non-vaccinated community because we're gonna be out here, we're gonna be the undesirable people. So we're gonna have to create our own community full of people that didn't get the vaccine. That's what's gonna happen. That's the future of the world. We're gonna have to create our own community. All of those that didn't get vaccinated, we're gonna have our own little island. Because everybody ain't gonna want to touch. They're gonna think we y'all remember back in the day with the cooties. They're gonna think we got the cooties or something. Oh, you didn't get vaccinated, don't touch me. Don't breathe on me. Like we're gonna have to build amongst one another. That's what's gonna happen. And y'all may think that's a joke, but I think that's gonna be real life in a minute. Yeah, DJ Elmo, the mascot brigade is crazy. Andronicus, yeah, them ads real. Them ads real in the field. Them ads real in the field, man. That's crazy. They have literally they paying for y'all to see ads about the vaccine. That should tell you something right there. That should tell you all you need to know. Hey, Kira, you say you lied to him? Yeah, you right about that. Be like, yeah, you got the vaccine. Yep, knowing I didn't get it. They accept you. Oh, okay, you got the vaccine. All right. You know, typical American to believe in and fall for the lie. Want to ask a question. See, no doubt about it, man. Propaganda, people all confused, man. Mass confusion, mass hysteria. But y'all, man, I told him I had about a good hour, man. So I got to make this move, get up to this gym, man. It's nice chopping it up with you all, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. But I got to make these moves, man. So y'all do some healthy things tonight, man. Y'all get y'all some healthy food in. Get some more water in for the night. Get y'all some good rest. Meditate, do affirmations, whatever it is that y'all got to do. Make sure y'all do some journaling, get some reading in, learn y'all a thing or two. But I'm about to sign off for the night. May tap in with y'all again tomorrow. So I appreciate all the comments, donations, all that good stuff, man. Y'all take it easy out here. I'm out, y'all. Peace.